The Gossipmonger, written by Ben-Tzion Spitz, narrated by Jennifer Kahen. Birds chirped merrily overhead. A large black crow squawked loudly in the early morning light. Kartom instinctively flinched at the sound. 3 young boys hopped in front of Kartom's tent and chanted, "Baldy, baldy, na 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 na." Kartom, with his hair, eyebrows, and beard completely shaved off, sat on a short stool in front of his tent. A beatific smile returned to his face as he drank in the sounds and noises of other human beings. His head seemed like a solid pink ball. Only his dark eyes interrupted the otherwise blank features of his face. 2 men, a tall Datan and a shorter Aviram, approached Kartom's tent. They walked with a casual stride, yet headed straight for Kartom. "Kartom!" Datan exclaimed. "I hardly recognized you. How are ya? Aviram and I just happened to be walking by. We heard you had just returned from exile. How did it go?" "Datan! Aviram!" Kartom jumped up and hugged them. "It is so good to see you again. You cannot imagine what it was like when the white splotches first appeared on my arm. I went to the healer. He said it was Tzarat and that I needed to consult with Aaron or his sons. Aaron confirmed that it was Tzarat and then exiled me from the camp. The first few days were not so bad. They were actually kind of relaxing. But then I felt lonelier and lonelier. I felt as if I was vanishing from existence, like a ghost or even a corpse. I felt as if I were buried alive in an open field, to have no human contact for so long. I thought I would go mad. Only the crows kept me company. And they were not pleasant company. They would circle overhead and then land nearby. Every day they would land closer and closer, as if they were checking whether I was still alive or not." "That does sound unpleasant," Aviram said. "That was not the worst of it. At first, I could not bear the exclusion from the camp, and not being the center of discussions. No one came to visit or check on me. It was as if I had no importance in the world anymore, as if I were dead already." "That is truly bad. Not knowing the latest gossip. Hey, did you hear the latest about Yeruvam's widow?" "Stop!" Kartom yelled. "That is what caused my tzaraat in the first place. Please, I beg of you, do not mention a word of gossip, not even a hint of gossip." "You're kidding." Datan took a step back from Kartom. "You used to love to gossip. You were always the first with a word about anyone. I even know people that started avoiding you because they discovered you were talking about them." I know. Oh. Kartom sat back on his stool heavily. "That is why I was infected with the tzaraat. It was my punishment for my constant gossiping. I did not realize how much it affected others and the community around me. That is why I needed to be exiled. I needed to be separated from all those that I gossiped about. I needed to be away from human contact to appreciate it. Now I do. I will not dare suffer such isolation again. I have learned my lesson, and you would do well to learn from it too." "How do you know that was the cause of your exile?" Aviram asked. "Perhaps it was some other reason, or perhaps for no reason at all. It's not clear to me that there is a connection between gossiping and tzaraat. Believe what you want, Aviram. I am convinced. I had much time to think and consider the error of my ways. It is clear to me that the tzaraat was a direct result of my gossiping, of talking about others behind their back, of being nosy and wanting to know everyone's business. It was wrong. The tzaraat and the exile have actually been a blessing, allowing me to change my ways." Datan started laughing, a deep, mean laugh. Aviram joined him. "Have you become pious on us now, Kartom?" "I don't believe it. You were our inspiration. You had such a talent for gathering information, and you retold it in the most interesting and entertaining ways. We missed you greatly in your exile. We missed our sessions together where you told us what was going on in our neighbors' tents. We missed hearing about family squabbles, about complaints against Moses, about those jealous of Aaron and his sons. How can you betray us like this? We need your insight and your leadership, your cunning and acumen. Enough! Kartom yelled. "Isn't it obvious? I was plagued with Sarat because of my sinful ways." "You are mistaken, Kartom. Moses and his gang have poisoned your mind. They have filled your head with nonsense. They knew you were associated with us. They knew you were a key informant and organizer, and they have made up this spiritual nonsense as an explanation for your unfortunate skin condition. I will not speak further on the subject. If you wish to gossip or to speak ill of others, then I must ask you to leave. I refuse to resume a lifestyle of baseless slander." Kartom closed his lips tightly. Datan and Aviram looked at Kartom with wide eyes and then looked at each other. Datan then shrugged his shoulders and turned to Aviram. "The time he spent outside the camp with the crows has truly addled his brain," Datan commented. "We're wasting our time with him. He's of no further use to us." Without another word, Datan and Aviram turned their backs on Kartom and strode away. "So, what was it you were going to say about your Ravam's widow?" Aviram asked. "Apparently, she's been showing interest in young Adullam," Datan answered. "Really? What an odd couple they would make," Aviram mused. "Absolutely. She'll be much better off as a second wife for someone." "Datan?" Aviram stopped walking. "What's that on your arm?" "Where? I don't see anything." "There! On your left arm! Next to the edge of your sleeve. It looks like a white mark on your skin." "What?" Datan pulled back his left sleeve and saw a white discoloration on his skin, 3 finger breadths in width. He started rubbing on it vigorously, trying to get it off. "That might be Sarat, you know." Aviram took a step away from Datan. High above Datan's head, a large black crow squawked merrily. This has been The Gossipmonger, written by Ben-Tzion Spitz, narrated by Jennifer Kahen.